Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, it's been a minute. I know. I apologize. Um, I just had to do my own thing, figure some shit out. Um, I'm doing all right. I'm actually not doing 100% okay. I went to the doctor um, a couple weeks ago. Around the last video I probably posted, I would guess. And he noticed like some cuts and shit on me that weren't healing really. I haven't really had blood work done in a little while. He asked me, what's been going on, because he diagnosed me with severe depressive disorder. Probably 2 years ago now. He said that he was worried about me, that I was secluding. Because he's asking me questions or whatever. I mean, he doesn't really know my life, but I'm pretty honest with him. He's pretty good doctor, actually. He's not one of those doctors that just sits in front of the computer the whole time. He actually is attentive. So I was just talking to him with what was going on and what I was going through. And because he knew a little bit about what I was going through before, he was a fair bit shocked. He said, you seem like you have a good head on your shoulders, good demeanor and what have you. And he's like, not to say that it didn't happen, but you don't seem like the type of guy. I say, because I'm not. But try to get the world to understand that. So I still haven't talked to my youngest daughter. It's been almost a month. She's graduating elementary school. And I texted her the other night and I said, hey, what day is your graduation exactly? I want to make sure that I'm there. She said, I don't want you there. End of conversation. I said, okay. It's your graduation. If you don't want me there, I'll respect your wishes. Then she texted me like 3 hours later and she said, there's only 2 tickets anyway, so there isn't one for you. Okay. I just texted back, okay. But my middle daughter and I, we had a great talk last Sunday. She actually said, because my oldest daughter, the narc kicked her out of the house, she let her come back and stay till she's done with high school. She kicked her out 3 weeks before graduation from high school. The fuck is that, right? Anyways, so I'm trying to get her to move in where I'm at. My other roommate's moving out. Perfect situation, actually. But it turns out the other roommate is fucking lagging on moving out. So I talked to the owner of the house. He said that she could have, I told him, she could have my room. I'll just sleep on the couch until the other roommate, I call him Numbnuts, until Numbnuts leaves. And so I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm actually headed home right now to go and talk to him, find out what the deal is, like how the rent would work and stuff. I'm not gonna pay to sleep on the couch. Fuck you. I'm just doing it to help my daughter, but I'll pay that rent. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pay double rent, is what I mean. But my middle daughter and I, so I didn't know that my middle daughter knew that my oldest was trying to move out with me. So while I was with my middle daughter, I got a text from my oldest, was like, hey, did you talk to, your roommate, the owner of the house, whatever? And my middle one saw it, and I was like, oh shit, like, I don't want her to know, because honestly speaking, like the youngest one, I hate to say this, but I don't really trust her not to say anything to the narc at all. I know she will. And the middle one, I was apprehensive. She's like, it's okay, I already know. And we got into this conversation about how the oldest one doesn't care about her and da-da-da-da. I said, you know, it's not that she doesn't care, you know, but, you know, you stick up for your mom a lot, and, you know, her and her mom are at odds. And you have to see that it's not your sister's fault, that it's, sorry, there's a bug just flew in my car, that it's not her, you know. Some of it's probably her fault, but she's the daughter, you know, she's the kid, like, what the fuck. And my middle one said, she goes, I know it's all mom's fault. This whole thing is all mom's fault. Everything is mom's fault. Like, she did all of this. I was like, holy shit, dude. For the middle one to say that is pretty gnarly, because she was like, I was very, very fucking worried about her. I thought she was like a fucking narc in training, honestly. But she rounded this corner, man. I don't know, like, with me not being there and her seeing that nothing's changed and the narc is still the fucking narc and all the drama that she's bringing, I really think that my middle one saw that and was like, you know, like, you're a fucking liar, basically. And I told my middle one, I said, you know, if you want to come and live with me too, you can, you know. That's up to you. And she's like, well, no, I'm going to go to high school, you know, which I understand. And I told her, you know, when I get my own place, I'll try to get a place, like, you know, that's by there or whatever. Try to figure something out. But for myself, you know, like, it's very weird because it sets in, like, okay, I'm done, like, okay, you know, like, I keep saying it, but I already know I'm done. It's just like certain shit throws everything back up in limbo. Not that we'll get back together or anything like that, but, like, so for example, like a week ago, the narc called me, and I blocked her like a month ago. I don't know, however long ago. It's been a little bit, but she could still leave a voicemail. And I was erasing them, but for some reason with this one, I was like, whatever. I just listened to it, and she was like, yeah, I want to talk to you about lifting the restraining order. I was like, if this ain't a Hoover, I don't know what is, you know? And, but there's a part of me that's like, because it's hard to fucking find a job now. Like, I can't fucking find a job because it's fucking bullshit. I've been doing side work, but nobody wants to fucking hire me like that. I have a domestic violence with fucking minors. Like, what the fuck? People look at that and they're like, you're a fucking dick. And I don't blame them, because that looks like a dick, but that's not me. I didn't do that, so whatever. But, you know, you can't explain that to a potential employer. And not only that, I understand, like, their insurance and shit. Like, if I'm working in somebody's home, you know, they don't know. How can they trust me? So, I get it. But I was like, fuck, man, maybe I should fucking, you know, run the game on her that she ran on me and get her to lift this fucking thing. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. It's not even worth it. It's not even fucking worth it. Like, to give that bitch anything. Fuck her. Like, fuck her. You know, and then, it's just crazy because, like, I found out that I could still press charges on her because she committed domestic violence on me. That's on video. Like, literally, I have on video her throwing shit at me more than once. I have it on video of her spraying me with fucking glass cleaner right in the face. It's on video. So it's not like she could deny it. She can't. It's impossible. It's on video. So I could press charges on her. She could, I mean, those are felony charges, at least in the state of California. So I can get a restraining order on her and press charges. And, like, but what does that do with the kids? You know, does that mean that they'll lift mine because they realize, like, that she's full of shit, and like, and before I blocked her, like the first month after this restraining order, she was fucking texting me, blowing me up, saying all kinds of shit, and I'm like, I have all that, you know what I mean? Like, that's all evidence to prove, like, she's full of shit. But I'm like, fuck, man, do I just want to let a lying dog lie and just fucking just let it go and just fucking, you know, move on? Because then it's like I'm giving her energy. You know, I'm giving her some of my energy, and I don't want to do that. So, I don't know. But it's weird, you know, because I went and did some plumbing work for my dad and my stepmom. Like, it's like a couple hours away from where I live. And I drove back and forth 3 days in a row. It's 2 hours one way. Which doesn't seem like a lot for some people in some states, but in California, that's a fucking, you know, because it's only like 70 miles, but it's like fucking traffic no matter when you go. It's, anyways. But the second day I was there, so the first day, like, it's a little bit of, like, my dad and I, like, it's whatever, you know, like, we'll have times, like, where we're, like, it seems like we're really close, but it's, like, it's all bullshit, you know, like, it's just not real. But I was there, and, like, on the second day, my stepmom, like, we are cordial at best, right? We never got along. Never. She said something about my mom the first time that I met her, the very first time, and I was like, fuck you, bitch. Like, so, like, it's never been good. But she started, like, asking me questions about, like, my childhood and, like, shit like that or whatever, and my dad was sitting there. And my dad doesn't like, he gets uncomfortable because he knows he fucked up on many occasions. But, you know, I'm a father now. I get it. Like, nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. Like, fuck, it is what it is, right? And plus, it was fucking 30-something years ago. What is it now? It's not worth it for me to hold on to that bullshit, you know? It's not going to go anywhere. But anyways, she was asking me, and I was like, I go, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I go, do you want to really know the truth, or do you just want, do you want to hear what you want to hear? I was like, if you just want to hear what you want to hear, I don't have anything to say. But if you want to hear the actual truth, I'll tell you the real truth. And she was like, well, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't want the real truth. I said, okay, you got it. And I started telling her shit. Like, you know, when I was fucking 13, 14, like, I think I turned 14 up in Washington State. But when I was 13, I left California. I left my dad. My dad didn't even know I was gone. I was 13 years old. Essentially ran away from home, really. I was in Washington State. The only reason he knew I was up there is because my aunt called him to tell him that I had to get registered for school. He was like, what the fuck is he doing up there? Just amazing. It's, so everything's kind of just in limbo, you know. I still have the same moments, still going through the same shit. Anger, frustration, sadness, confusion, hostility, resentment, regret, remorse, hatred, anxiety. But so the doctor situation, so there was some shit that I was diagnosed with before. I had a DVT, a deep vein thrombosis. It's a blood clot basically in my lower leg. This was 2020. And I had blood thinners, blood thinners that I had to take to like break the clot up slowly, whatever. But you bleed profusely when you get cut. Well, I was at work one day, and I barely bumped my face, and we were wearing the mask because it was COVID, and we had to at work. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had that shit on, but whatever. I barely fucking bumped my face, and I was sweating profusely because I was working hard. It was hot and shit. I looked down and I was like, God damn, dude, like, the fuck, man, sweating like fucking mouth, like, oh. It was all blood. My nose was just pouring out. I was like, fuck, man, I can't take these anymore. So I stopped taking them. I went to the doctor in 2022, and the blood clot was gone. Well, okay, cool. That's when he diagnosed me with the depression, was when I found out the blood clot was gone. But he said, you know, your blood pressure is a little bit elevated, but probably all right. Now it's like through the fucking roof. I have really high blood pressure. He ran a panel because the sores weren't healing and shit, so he was worried about the big C word. He's still a little, I got the test results back yesterday. He's still a little bit concerned. There's a few abnormalities that he's wants to do some more investigating on. But he said it's either that or I have an autoimmune disease. Like, for sure it's one of the two. Doesn't know exactly what yet. So I have to go in on Tuesday for more tests, a little bit more extensive. They're actually going to do a MRI. Do an MRI and see if they see anything. Plus, I have to fast the night before, so Tuesday they're going to do more blood. They take more blood. And then they're going to do another test. I forget what it's called. But he was like, man, you can't stress yourself out over what's going on, you know. I know it's not, you know, it's easier said than done, but you gotta kind of try to figure out a way, because, you know, it's gonna kill you. Like, you could seriously have a heart attack. My blood pressure was so fucking high. He was like, you could have a fucking heart attack, you know, like, your heart can't deal with that. So that was pretty alarming. So I'm just trying to be calm, you know, like, I'm just trying to, you know, like I told you, my uncle's kind of showing me about Buddhism. I'm kind of, you know, just absorbing that, trying to find my center, trying to stay good high frequency, trying not to fight with people or wreak havoc, or, you know, like, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it, like, be myself, you know, like, I don't like when people are assholes, you know. I believe if you see something, say something. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I appreciate you all. Sorry I've been gone for a minute. I'm gonna try to get back into talking every day. Just it helped me out. Kind of been in a slump, and I'm thinking maybe that might have played a little bit of a role in it, because I haven't talked to anybody, honestly. I haven't talked to anyone. No one. Weird. But I think I needed it. I think I needed to just check out, for lack of a better term. But anyway, you guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Beautiful, blessed night. Wherever you're at, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. And I'll probably see you tomorrow.